Hello guys, it's the Sun Gaming and I'm reacting to Girls Can't Speak at New School by DharMannStudios. Anyways, let's begin. Shall we?
Wake up, Chai. You're having a nightmare. Oh, and don't forget, when you see me at school...
Don't talk to you. I know.
Great.
First day of school and rankings are already in full swing.
This list makes me want to gag. Hottest, best legs, biggest...
Why can't you just listen?
Can you please calm down?
Okay, so today we are going to discuss the most significant event of the 1960s and 70s, the anti-Vietnam War movement. The drivers of this movement were the people that really shaped history, men. Yes, Katie?
You're kidding, right? You left out the civil rights movement and the women's rights movement, which were both catalysts to major reform. I mean, the civil rights movement dismantled centuries of systematic racism. And the women's rights movement, it broke barriers that... Really? What are we in, third grade?
Oh, I was just seeing if there's a way to activate a mute button on you. Sure. These other people marched, but they didn't face the draft. They didn't fight, and they didn't experience the same burden of the war on their shoulders.
You do realize that African Americans were drafted into the war too, and women.
End of the day, Matt makes an excellent point. If you do have a mute button, I suggest you hit it. This is not one of your feminist rallies, capiche? Okay.
You must think you're real cute getting smart with me in class.
Aw, I didn't realize your ego was so fragile. I'll make sure to be extra delicate next time.
How's that for fragile?
Wait, what did he do again? Oh, he hit it with like a pen or something, right? That makes more sense because I thought he hit it with his shoulder at first, so I was surprised that he managed to break it.
I'll make sure to be extra delicate next time.
How's that for fragile? Sorry about my friend. He can be a bit of a...
Misogynistic, toxic prick.
I was gonna say jerk, but yeah, that works too.
Hey.
Hey, come on. Let's go. I'm gonna play basketball. Okay.
How do you not see this as a problem?
Katie, I think you're being a tad bit dramatic. I said a tad bit. Sounds like you just need a little more time to acclimate to your new alma mater.
I need to get acclimated to threats.
There's that word again. Let's not confuse threats with a little harmless...
Harmless? I wouldn't call that harmless. I've only been here for a day, and I've heard plenty of rumors of the infamous Matt Williams.
The infamous Matt Williams? Okay, so essentially you're telling me here that in this school, what they have here is essentially that the girls barely have any rights, right? Like, first of all, like, I feel like the guy that, like, the teacher was a little contradicting with his speech. Like, he said that the biggest movements in the 1960s and 70s were the anti-Vietnam Wars movement, right? Like, it's a little weird that he didn't include the civil rights movements because that was also kind of led by men, wasn't it? Like, yeah, there might have been women in it, but let's be honest. When people think of the figures that led these wars, or like these movements, they were men. Like Martin Luther King, for example. I think he was the one who led that movement, right? So, like, and the women's rights movements, I mean, it kind of did a bit, but like, did it really do that much when you really think about it? like I don't know much about history honestly, but like if I'm not wrong, the Me Too movement did a lot more, at least for women nowadays, than the women's rights movement did the first time. I think all the women's rights movements did. Now, of course, I don't know history that much, so I might be wrong. In fact, I think I'm gonna be wrong here. But like, didn't that movement only make women able to vote? Wasn't that the only thing it did? Maybe it did other stuff, but I think the biggest one was that they were able to vote, right? But like, I'll be honest, when it comes to the civil rights one, the teacher was being a little contradictory because if the people who led the biggest movements in the 60s and 70s were men, then the civil rights movements should be included. That movement should have been included as well if that guy was sticking by his logic, not just the anti-Vietnam War movement. And second of all, I'm honestly surprised that feminists did not already attack the school. I'm honestly surprised. Anyways, let's continue.
Are you kidding me?
Looks like someone's got a heavy flow.
Why would you do that?
So you've heard rumors. I've heard that you like art. Why not channel some of that frustration into something pretty, yeah?
Good to know that the school's just one big boys club.
Hey, Katie, right? I'm Cheyenne. I just really wanted to say that I admired what you did in history class, and I agree with everything you said.
Then why didn't you say anything?
I guess it's just not worth it, especially with Matt. The best thing you can do is keep quiet and ignore him, then you'll move on to someone else.
So I should just let him harass someone else? I don't think ignoring the problem's gonna make it go away. It's only gonna make things worse.
I'm honestly surprised this actually happens nowadays. Like, I think there's a pretty high chance that this would not happen today, especially with how the law favors women. Like, let's be honest, when it comes to the US, there isn't any equality. The law just favors women straight up. So, like, it would be incredibly easier for her to, like, do a sexual harassment charge, I think it was, or something like that, and be done with it. Like, genuinely, I feel like since now, of course, I don't know what their age is, but, like, if they're adults, which they might be, like, I don't know if they're considered adults or, like, almost adults in this story, but, like, if they're adults in the story, then she could easily file a harassment charge or a sexual harassment charge, and the guy would be done easily, especially with how the law favors women over men. Anyways, let's continue.
Hey, how's the college essay coming along?
Still no words on the page. Do you want to talk about...
Wait, they're suddenly friends? Wait. You just went from the two meeting at the first time and not even saying that they became friends. Like Cheyenne quite literally introduced herself for the first time in the last scene, and yet suddenly the other girl is at her house? Like, just like that? Like, did I miss a scene in between or something? Did DharMann cut off a scene in between or what? Because, like, I feel like we're moving a bit too fast here. Anyways, let's continue.
About what happened this morning? I mean, ever since you guys started dating in the summer, you barely even talked to me. And now you're a cheerleader and it's cool and all that, but...
You stopped talking to me? What the hell are you talking about? You two... Why literally... Wait a minute, is that a different girl or what? Is that a different... Oh boy. What have I gotten myself into? Let's just continue. I don't want to do this. Let's continue.
It's just... different. What were you guys even arguing about?
I mean... Can you guys even blame me for mistaking it too? Like, they really showed that girl for me to know that she's Cheyenne's friend. So, like, I don't think he would have been surprised either that I confused the two of them. Because, like, I don't think they really showed her. Did they? Anyway, let's continue.
About?
I don't care if Cheyenne gave you her kidney. As my girlfriend, you have an image to uphold. What's this? Girls can't be smarter than their boyfriends. I told you it makes me look dumb when you take AP.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Just like hanging with that nobody kills my rep. Why can't you just listen?
Can you please calm down?
Hello? Earth to scar?
Just dumb stuff. Nothing important.
I didn't realize you switched out of AP.
Yeah, I just figured I don't need the extra pressure. Hey, Shy. I know we've been friends for a long time, but...
Friends? What are you talking about? We're basically sisters.
Are you stalking me?
What? Oh, no, not at all.
So, do any of your friends know that you're an artist?
Artists for girls and wusses.
Art is for girls? Like, I'm not saying it isn't for them, but like, where did that stereotype come from? Quite literally, all of the known artists in history are men. This is the dumbest stereotype I've ever heard. Did you just really have to invent something that this guy likes that's supposed to be for girls and you just chose art? Like, like, it's honestly hilarious when you think about how stupid this is. Like, my guy, most of the known artists in history are men. If anything, if art would have been a stereotype, it would have been stereotyped to be for men, not for women. Like, if art was to be linked to a stereotype, the stereotype would have been that art is for men only. Because, like, if you genuinely think about it, most, if not all of them, if not all of the people of history who've done really incredible art, and I mean really long history, like, you know, the 1800s, the 1700s, stuff like that. All of them, or at least most of them, because, you know, you have to account for the people or for the uncommon people in between, or uncommon women. Like, most of the people who made iconic art that's still known to this day are men. How? This is one of the stupidest stereotypes I've ever heard. Like, honestly, like, you know it's bad when the stereotype sounds hilarious because, like, again, where did it come from? Like, if you look at all the stereotypes that actually exist in the world, they exist for a reason. At some point in history, people either misunderstood or at least the stereotypes were somewhat true at some point. Like, that's the reason they exist. People saw how X group acted and thought everyone in that group acted like that. You know what I mean? So, like, for art, that doesn't make sense because, again, like, did this guy take history class? Because, like, genuinely, everyone knows that, like, genuinely, tell me, out of all the artists in history, how many of them were men and how many of them were women? I'm going to guarantee you that 99% of them are men and 1% are women. So if art were to be done as a stereotype, it would have been for men, not for women. Like, you see now why this is so hilarious? It's because of how dumb it is. If anything, if you want to stereotype art, it's supposed to be for men in that case, not women, not the opposite. So, like, if you want to stereotype it, then make him a girl so that it makes sense. Why are you doing this? Anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, no, not really. The guys don't really like art all that much. Yeah, especially Matt.
Your Royal Highness Matt. I don't understand why you're friends with them. Especially when, I don't know, you seem like a decent human being.
You know, I was hoping you said cute, actually. It's just a lot easier to be friends with them than to have them against me.
I'd rather stand up to a tyrant than stand by and watch people get hurt. But you are cute.
Again, like, I don't know if you guys watched my video when I talked about that, but like, I feel like what they're doing here is what they did with the last video when it comes to, you know, that girl drama and all that. You might have not watched it, because like, that video did not have that many views, but like, in that, I talked about how to make the guitarist also have his own conflict. They made him gay and said, oh yeah, gay person can't be a guitarist, when that didn't make sense, and they did the same thing here. Like, when was art ever stereotyped? And even if it was, I doubted that it was said that art is for women only, because like, again, most of the well-known artists from history are men. Like, they essentially pulled the same thing, where to have him at least have a bit of conflict, or like have something he's like insecure about and stuff like that, they had to have art be for girls. When, if, again, I don't think art was ever stereotyped, but like, if it ever was, I'm pretty sure that they said that art was for men alone, because like, again, most of the well-known artists in history are men. Like, okay, of course there has gotta be some women in between, but genuinely, think about all the artists that have been mentioned across history, and 99% of them will be men. It's not even a split, not even a 75%, no, 99% of them are straight up men. So like, why do you gotta create a conflict out of nowhere for the sake of it? At least make it make sense. Anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, really? Thank you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Obsessed much?
What do you mean? I'm just trying to sit with my best friend.
I don't think she got the message the first time. Maybe you should tell her again, but...
Why are you still standing here? Get lost.
I'm sorry. What's so important about Matt that this girl, I think her name was Scar, right? So like, what's so important about him that this girl Scar would rather leave her friend that she's been with for so long, that they're practically sisters, over him? Why? Just straight up why? So that you don't have him against you? The guy already treats you horribly to begin with. What's being against him gonna add? Anyways, let's continue, huh?
Hey, Shy.
Excellent work. I can't say the same for the rest of you. Cheyenne, would you like to read your first paragraph to the rest of the class as an example of a well-constructed intro?
I'll read mine. If she reads, the janitor will have to come clean up her vomit.
You're a talented writer, Miss Smith. You need to find the courage to use your voice.
Thank you.
May I add that this title is still a clickbait? May I add, because like, unless the Cheyenne moves to a new school, that title is completely incorrect. No, the girls can absolutely speak. Because remember, it says can, not don't. There's a difference here. If it said don't, maybe. But, and even then, it only applies to Shy here. But like, if it says can't, I don't believe it. Like with DharMann's videos, usually it's like half clickbait. Like, yeah, the title didn't get completely fulfilled, but like mostly got fulfilled. But with this one, unless that girl moves to a new school, this title is total clickbait. I'm gonna predict it right now because I don't think she's gonna move. So like, I'm willing to bet that this title is total clickbait. Total clickbait. Unless a new rule is introduced midway, which I honestly don't believe. Or she moves to a new school, I honestly don't believe it's gonna be fulfilled. Anyways, let's continue.
Hey.
Thanks again for what you did at lunch.
Girl, please, don't mention it. Us girls gotta stick together, right?
You guys know what tomorrow is?
You guessed it. Rankings are dropping tomorrow. Ah! Woo!
What's the sour look on your face all about?
I'm sour because book sites a cesspool of toxic masculinity bolstered by the patriarchal structure of the school. The boys get away with everything. I wish I could do something about it.
Is it me, or did they take the idea of boys over girls to a whole nother level? Like, I remember the last time they did an idea like this, it was with men getting away with whatever clothing they want, meanwhile women having to deal with extremely strict rules. Like, I remember seeing that video long ago, like what, a year or so ago, something like that, maybe even 2 years ago, maybe even before I started this whole reacting stick. But like, they took this idea to a whole nother level where the men essentially have a hierarchy at the school. Like, what? And second, Darman, I have a question. Can't you ever come up with a name other than Bookside? Like, I think I heard the name Bookside when it comes to schools for like all the time I've watched him. Like, generally, Darman, come up with a new school's name for crying out loud. Do you have to stick with Bookside? Like, I think he does it for the sake of it being iconic, because like, again, Dhar Mann, you haven't changed the name of the school or whatever since like forever. I'm willing to bet that ever since the first video he did where the setting is a school, he always called it Bookside. Like, I don't remember him doing any other name. Anyways, let's continue.
Who am I kidding? Like, I could do anything about it.
I want to show you something. You can stand up for what you believe in, too.
Come on, Mom. Shy isn't my name.
You think I wasn't a little nervous protesting? I was terrified. But I realized bad things happen when good people remain silent.
The best thing you can do is keep quiet and ignore him, then.
So I should just let him harass someone else?
Congratulations to the boys varsity soccer team on their win. And in honor of that win, we have decided to gift the team with brand new uniforms. Come on, boys, come up and get your uniforms.
We're undefeated and we don't get anything. The boys soccer team finally wins their first game of the season. They get a whole celebration, new uniforms.
Oh my gosh. There's a second list. The most annoying, grossest, the ugliest.
Oh no, Katie, you're on the list. Let's just say that word is not safe for work.
While I'm up here.
Not safe for work. Oh boy, what's that word? If Dhar Mann, the channel that's known for being family friendly, says that a word is not safe for work, I start to get worried over here. Like, what's that word for you, them to say not safe for work? What could the list possibly have? Anyways, let's continue.
I'd like to make an announcement of my candidacy as your class president for a third year in a row.
Since there isn't any champagne to spray.
Katie! You just earned yourself an invitation to Saturday detention.
You're kidding, right? Did you not see the list he posted?
Social media is outside of my jurisdiction. And look, you ruined his drink and his brand new uniform.
Right. But when he stabs my soda and ruins another girl's clothes, it's perfectly fine.
Enough. My office now.
I don't think ignoring the problem is gonna make it go away. It only makes it worse.
Bad things happen when good people remain silent.
Okay, I want to ask, what are they supposed to do? Like what? Just rally up all the girls and protest in front of the principal? What's that gonna do again? Like, these girls aren't given any rights anyway, and this isn't like the presidency or like a country or whatever where women protesting could actually hold some stuff. No, what are they gonna do here? Like, okay, I haven't seen the like we haven't seen this type of stuff even in stories, so I don't know what they could quite pull off at a school. I have to ask, is this like a montage?
I corroded by.
Yep, that's a montage. I'm skipping that straight up.
Female athletes differently reinforces outdated stereotypes, regardless of the apparent fact that Brookside's female varsity soccer team has outperformed the male varsity soccer team exponentially.
Preach. Finally, the boys are getting ranked. And we get to see whose photo is next to first place for biggest piece of.
You. I know it was you.
Okay. Is it me or is DharMann trying to go further than the boundaries of like a family-friendly channel? Because like the fact that he even has a cut-off swear word, like, it's honestly insane. I haven't honestly seen him reach that level of trying to be at, I guess I would say, edgy. Like, first of all, is that saying that there's a word on the list that's not safe for work, quote unquote? And then having a girl having a cut-off swear word, like, DharMann, at this point, it might as well have them swear, which would be new for your channel. Anyways, that's good. That's good.
I'd love to take credit for it because it would make your outburst so much more satisfying.
Don't tell me you're reading that garbage.
Wear purple tomorrow to support. You folks talking about empower her? Because we're gonna be wearing purple tomorrow too.
You must really despise me.
No, it's not that. It's just you're putting a target on your back by going along with all this empower her propaganda.
But it's okay for you to be the Nora Tris Torvald. Even she realizes she's smarter than that.
You know what it used to be like for me.
You're right. It's way better for you to be treated like property by someone who's supposed to love you and ditch your best friend of 10 years.
Wait. 10 years? Yeah, that makes it even worse because, like, again, I have a simple question over here. Can someone explain to me what's this girl genuinely thinking? Because, like, genuinely think about it for a moment. Genuinely think about it. We have that girl over here who ditches her friend for the sake of her boyfriend who treats her like property. Like, tell me, genuinely tell me, for crying out loud. What will that do? Like, again, she's just abiding by his demands no matter what, even though just leaving him won't change a thing. Like, he already treats her like property, he already treats her badly, he already does every single thing. Like, if I'm not wrong from the flashbacks of his pranks, he even did that to her. So, like, what's the difference? What's the genuine difference? I thought the difference between being with him and against him is gonna do that much. Like, okay, if you're a boy, maybe it would make more sense to be with the mean kids, quote unquote. But, like, if you're a girl in this type of school, you might as well be against him because you genuinely don't earn much by doing everything he wants. Anyways, let's continue, huh?
Not to be rude, but that's kind of pathetic.
You know what? You act all tough because of some anonymous writer, but you're just mad that I glowed up and climbed the social ladder while you stayed a bottom feeder.
Eh? Climb the social ladder. Okay, if anyone's being fed propaganda, it's her. Because, like, again, what social ladder? Okay, you know what? Being treated like property, him dragging you like it's no problem, him telling you that you're a friend, him doing whatever he wants to you. Yeah, you know what? That's definitely climbing the social ladder. Like, what social ladder? You're as much of a bottom feeder as her. If anything, she probably has a better life because guess what? He isn't doing that much to her compared to you because you have to deal with what he wants and you have to do what he wants from what you because of how you think. Like, what social ladder? Oh, the epitome of hilarious and dumb. Like, some of the stuff being said in this video is the perfect mix of stupidity and hilariousness. Like, what social ladder? What social ladder? Anyways, let's continue.
I'm not mad. I just wish you respected yourself more.
I don't even know why he's putting up posters. He's the only one running for class president.
For now. So, do you have your purple outfit locked and loaded for tomorrow?
Purple's not really my color.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right. Can't upset the top dog. What are you doing? Look at where we are. I'm not about to be a secret girlfriend.
Okay, where are you going?
I can't be with somebody who doesn't even have a backbone to stand up for me.
I gotta ask, why make them related again? Like, I feel like those scenes with each other just don't make a difference, like, genuinely.
No, I don't want.
Yep, that's a montage, don't care.
Me obsessed.
Okay, like, does anyone care? Vote, 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 done.
To Scarlett how it's improper.
Young woman, blah, 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 blah. They're doing whatever, like, I want to genuinely ask, does anybody care? And, like, if you care, like, I'm still getting used to it, so I might not have said it in the beginning, but, like, the link to the channel and the original video is in the description. If you want to check out the montage, you can check out the original video. I don't want to check it out, and even if I did, because it has a copyrighted music, I wouldn't be able to show it either way. I'm saving both my and your guys' time here. Like, if you want to check it out, just go to the original video. I'm not stopping you. Anyway.
Women empowerment. Ain't that great?
All right, I'm gonna go get some food. Yeah. Ow, Matt, stop! You're hurting me!
Some candidate for president you are. Putting your hands on your girlfriend like that?
Ex-girlfriend. I can't do this anymore.
What? Oh. Election's tomorrow, and I can't have this feminist freak running this school. Oh, speaking of freak.
I'm sorry. Feminist? I don't want to really call her a feminist per se. Like, yeah, she does fit the description, but let's be honest. When people think of feminists today, they think of the overly done one. Like, not the balanced one where where they want their rights and all that. No, I think you guys know what I mean when I say the overdone one when it comes to the meaning of feminist. Like, nowadays, when people think of feminists, they don't think of a woman fighting for her rights to be equal to men. No, they think of a woman who hates all men and all that stuff. So, like, I wouldn't want to call her a feminist because of that, because the term nowadays means a woman who overly hates men, who's essentially, I would say, the opposite of misogynist, essentially. Instead of being hateful towards women for no reason, you're hateful towards men for no reason. Like, yeah, she does fit the definition of feminist, but let's be honest. Nowadays, again, when people think of feminist, they think of women, or maybe even men sometimes, who hate men way too much for no reason. As if they're wishing that all men would disappear or something. Anyways, let's continue, huh?
Not much of a race if only one of us is running, right?
I heard about what happened. You're going to dig yourself a bigger hole if you get too invested in this, Shy.
In doing the right thing?
I'm just looking out for you.
Are you? Because it seems like you have this bad habit of not being seen around the people you supposedly care about.
Okay, at least they finally gave a reason for why these two are siblings, because until now, you could have easily cut out the scene in the beginning where he's telling her to dress up and all that. And also, I might as well add, because I'm pretty much sure that they ain't moving or anything like that, this title is still a clickbait. DharMann, I haven't seen a time in a while where you genuinely full-on clickbaited me. Like, girls can't speak at new school? My guy, for crying out loud! I'm not joking when I say this. Like, this title has not been fulfilled at all. And DharMann, if you dare change the title after I'm done here, I'll get banned. Because there's a difference between changing a thumbnail and a title, buddy. I wouldn't be able to change that one. Anyways, let's continue.
Katie told me about you guys.
Shy, can you give me a hand with something real quick?
Yeah, come in.
This is you? You're behind this? Are you kidding me? Chad, you need to take this vlog down. No, stop.
I'm not taking it down. Where are you going?
If they find out about this, they're gonna think I was in on it.
No, wait.
Hey, guys, I need to tell you something. What are you guys watching?
You think you're tough now, huh?
Check it out. Loma's tough girl ain't so tough anymore. What'd you have to tell us?
I can't believe you did that to Katie.
She wants to act like a dude. She's gonna get treated like a dude. Ain't that right, boys?
Isn't it kind of weird that they didn't show what he did? Like, honestly, with this type of stuff, okay, maybe they'll show it later. Maybe they'll show it later. Before I say anything, maybe they'll show it later.
Katie, where are you? The elections are starting any second now. We need you. I don't know what's going on with her.
Has anyone seen Katie? No?
Let me guess, she's gonna appear last second?
Well, as the rules state, all candidates for class president must be present to deliver a speech in order to be considered eligible to run. So, if there isn't another candidate, then I'll declare Matt president.
I'll do it. I'd like to run for class president.
Really? You?
Okay, I'm sorry, it's not even allowed. What do you mean you'll run? Like, I have to ask, since when was that allowed? Okay, maybe I haven't seen the whole president thing where a candidate is just not there, so another one has to replace them, or like another one replaces them at the last second. So I can't really comment on it, but like, since when were you able to do that? Since when were you just able to replace them? Anyways, let's continue.
This must be a joke. You're not a leader.
That's funny. Because I'm actually the one that started in power. I sat by for too long, watching people around me get hurt. Treated like property. Like just another name on your list. And then I realized, if you're not doing something about the problem, you're part of the problem. And that's why I'm up here today. Because I'm done standing by and watching Matt Williams get away with all the bullying, harassment, and threats.
I'm sorry, what is being class president gonna do? Like, what is that gonna help with? Like, as class president, you can't just stop that. That's the principal's job, right? You know what? I never really asked this since it wasn't important, but like, what job does the class president have exactly? Like, what do they do? Because like, I doubt his bullying and all of that she can stop. Like, that's supposed to be the principal / the teacher's job, not the class president's job, right? Anyways, let's continue.
And I'm also done with just about every single one of us in this room feeling like our voices don't matter. So, if you vote for me...
Hold on. Principal Harris. Come on, you can't let someone who's spreading dangerous propaganda represent our student body. It's just ridiculous that she would even accuse me, you know?
You think you're tough now, huh?
Wouldn't look at that.
finally the police came in, and I was asking where were they? Finally they came in, but like I have a question. Okay, I should have done that, but like I have a question. Why did they insist on not showing us what he did? Is what he did so bad? Like honestly, wouldn't be surprised if what he did sent her to the hospital, because that's the only way he could really stop her. So like, yeah. Anyways, let's continue, huh?
Congratulations, Madam President.
Hey, whenever you're ready, I'm happy to succeed to you.
Again, why are they so insistent not show us what he did? Like, I think it's because they didn't want the actors to actually get hurt, did they? Because, like, yeah, maybe if it's with the actors, I can kind of understand, because if you show an actual injury, then the actors will have to get hurt for that one to work, so I guess I kind of understand. But, like, I honestly, you know what, let's just continue. Anyway.
Nah, I think you'd make a better president. But if you're looking for a VP,
According to Britannica, feminism is the belief in social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. Though I've always considered myself a feminist, I never took any steps to make a change until I realized that someone had to make a change.
Okay, honestly, everyone sadly thinks that this is the description, but let's be honest. This is the definition, yes, but it isn't the definition we follow. Like, think about it. When was the last time you ever thought of a feminist without it being too linked to someone, mostly women, who think that men are the worst thing in the world and they should be dead? Every man dead, 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 dead. Like, it's for some reason, whenever we think of a feminist, that's the idea we get immediately. We don't get the women or like even the men who want equal rights between sexes and all that. Like, we don't think of that anymore. We just think of a woman or even sometimes a man who hates men for like stupid reasons to a wild degree. Like, genuinely think about it for a moment. Like, videos that are about people roasting feminists get hundreds of thousands of views. It's because we hate them because of the fact that, again, nowadays the word feminist to us means a woman or even sometimes a man who hates men way too much for no reason. Like, essentially, I would say that the definition of feminists as we see it today is essentially the reverse of misogyny, where instead of a man like hating women and stuff like that for no reason, it's women hating men for no reason. Like, again, I would say that the definition of feminism today, like, of course the original definition stays, but like how we see feminism today is essentially the reverse of misogyny. Like, people tend to take it as a joke, but like, when was the last time you saw a feminist that wasn't overreacting? Like, maybe it's because of stories and stuff like that, but like, if you asked people what does feminist mean without them reading the definition, they would not tell you a person who wants equal rights between sexes. They would not tell you that. That's for sure. Like, I may be dramatizing it a little bit. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but like, you got, like, at least there's a bit of truth in it. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's continue.
And that someone ended up being me when I started an anonymous blog and eventually became my school's class president.
Okay, you became the class president, so you finally got the reward, right? Okay, good. Everything worked well, blah blah blah. Does anyone really care? Does anyone genuinely care what happened? Like, okay, everyone got their happy ending. Does it matter? Like, to me, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter. Like, does anyone care? Like, all I'm gonna say here is that if you want to check out when the ending was and all that, then fine by me. Check out the original video. Like I said, it's gonna be in the description. But honestly, for me, I don't really care. Like, okay, validated, empowered, all of that. Being silent doesn't do for you anything. You know, that type of stuff. When the heck was this made? Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about this for a minute. So first of all, again, if you want to check out the scenes that I skipped, the original video is in the description if you want to check it out. But anyways, when it comes to the original video itself, first of all, I gotta address this immediately, and DharMann, I'm gonna hate you so much if you change the title, because I can't change that for me. But like, girls can't speak at a new school. Like, that's straight up wrong. That's clickbait. That is clickbait in the other definition, because especially because it says can't, not don't. Like, if it's don't, then it may have had some nugget of truth in it, but like, since it says can't, it's straight up clickbait. Like, this is one of the few times for DharMann where the title is straight up clickbait. Like, most of the time, it's like half clickbait, like, yeah, the entire title didn't get fulfilled entirely, but like, it's still a part of it got fulfilled. Like, for example, teen gives hair loss to the whole school, for example. I had reacted to that video. In fact, it's doing really well right now. Like, in that video, the hair loss got through the entire school, yes. But it wasn't shown that the teen or like the main character was the one that did it. It was just shown that it happened out of nowhere. Or maybe it happened and I don't know, but like, DharMann usually most of the time does these half clickbaits where, yeah, the title didn't get entirely fulfilled, but like still kinda did. Like, yeah, it's like kind of what I would consider half clickbait in that scenario, but this is straight up clickbait. Clickbait, just straight up clickbait. But also, like, this video just shows me that, like, it's outside of the video, of course, but like, it just shows me the fact that the definition of feminist got so warped because of how society is nowadays. I don't know, again, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, like, maybe I'm exaggerated, but like, genuinely, when people think of the meaning of feminist nowadays without knowing the original definition, they will not tell you it's a person who wants equal rights between the sexes. No, they won't tell you that. And I keep saying that word because, like, if DharMann can get away with it, so can I. So, sadly, when people think of the definition, they don't think of that anymore. They think of a woman, and sometimes even a man sometimes, who hates men for no reason. It's actually, like, I keep repeating it for the millionth time because it kind of matters here. This is the real world we're talking about here, not a story. Where nowadays, the definition of feminist to us, not the original definition, of course, but like the definition of feminist to us nowadays, when we think of the word feminist, we think of essentially the reverse of misogynist. Like, you know how a misogynist is someone who hates women for no reason and treats them like objects and stuff? Essentially, it's the same, like feminism nowadays, or at least the definition of it to us nowadays, not the original definition, of course, is essentially the reverse of misogyny. It's straight up women hating men for no reason. Like, again, especially when you consider the fact that women, like, this is an actual issue here, people, by the way. This isn't a joke. I'm barely exaggerating here. Women can easily falsely accuse men of SA and other stuff, and they get away with it. Like, first of all, by the time that man is revealed to be innocent, their reputation will have been done with, they'll have lost their job or kicked out of school or whatever, and the woman will not get any punishment. She'll either get away scot-free or get a small punishment compared to what a man would have gotten if it was true. So, like, this is an actual issue here, but, like, you guys didn't come here for me to talk about politics and stuff, did you? Okay, I have to remain within the part of the, you know, the whole school thing. So, like, what more can I say here? Like, oh yeah, you know what, maybe I don't think I can have any more to say here. Like, I feel like I have something to say, but then I can't really bring it up. Oh yeah, I remember. The whole art is, for girls and stuff. I already said multiple times that this is not true. I kept repeating myself to the point that I feel like saying it again would be repetitive. So, like, all I can say here is where did the stereotype come from, and, when was that added? You could have had the guy easily not do that and it would still work. Like, tell me. Genuinely tell me. Does the guy not, you know, does the whole guy not being into does the whole guy being into art really matter in the grand scheme of things? Like, yeah, it got him closer to that girl a little bit. I don't remember what her name was, but like, you know which girl I'm talking about here. The girl that tried to lead the empowerment. I guess that was the name of it. Like, the only reason that scene exists is to make him a little closer to her. But like, other than that, I feel like you can remove it easily and no one would care. Like, why introduce that? Like, this feels like a scene that was added for the sake of it. Like, I'm pretty sure nobody would have really questioned it if they removed it. Like, I'm not joking when I say this. They could easily remove it and no one would care. Like, okay, maybe I would care a little bit because it would feel like the relationship got out of nowhere, but even that wasn't enough to build it up. Like, it built it up a little bit, but not that much. So essentially, that scene and him being into art and all that is essentially useless. They added it for no reason at all and all types of stuff. Okay, so anyways, what do you think? What do you guys think of what I said? Like, what do you guys think of what I said? Do you think that the guy being into art was totally useless? And thank you guys for watching. On the left is my most recent video, on the right is the video YouTube recommends. The links to the channel and the original video is in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.